Okay, we're gonna tell the news now.
News time! Hey, Gazbot, do you have some news today?
No, but you do. Legend
I
of the White Dragon.
do.
Tell me about it. What's going on? We already talked about this last week. What's new in Legend of the White
We
Dragon world?
did, but there's an update. Legend of the White Dragon has 38 days to go. As of today, April 18th, they have already raised $168,680 as
Boo!
of the time of this recording.
Ding ding ding
Now,
ding.
what does that mean? What does that mean for everybody? The 100,000 goal was for a mini series.
Yes.
The 250,000 goal is for an extended series, and the longest stretch 500,000 feature length film. So there's still over a month to go.
Mhm.
I know typically from what I've seen from Kickstarters, whether it be projects or toys or what have you, that usually in the last week there's a big push. People kind of wait, want to see where it's
Yeah.
at, understandably so. Some people go, look, I don't want to donate a bunch, whether they have 168,000 or 240,000, it's the same thing. But
Right.
if it's at 230,000 with about a week to go, I can see enough people going where they're like, I'm going to donate. Let's push this to 250K,
Yeah.
get an extended series.
I-
Or even
yeah.
beyond that, depending on where it lands.
It's not getting a feature film. I would bet money it's not getting a feature film. Last time that's what they asked
Yeah.
for, and they didn't get it. They got about 200,000. Like I said, I think they have a chance of getting extended series because that's only a little bit more than they got last time. If they
Yeah.
get feature film, I mean, I'll be psyched. I just don't see it happening. Like, where would all those extra
Yeah.
people come from? It's not like all of a sudden everybody has a lot more money than they did, last year. So, I am excited that it's funded for the miniseries. I fully expect that they'll hit extended series. I agree with you. It'll get close, and then hopefully they'll push it over. But
Yep.
feature film, not to be negative, but I don't see it.
It'd be very difficult.
Yeah. Okay, well that's cool. Good news. We'll keep an eye on that. See if we hit the extended series.
Yeah.
The next thing, actually, I think we're both going to talk about, but I'm going to decide to be the one to talk about it. Is the Trini yellow Power Ranger figure from the Lightning Collection? Why am I talking about that? Well, I was going to talk about it a week or two ago, and because it had been sold out on Hasbro Pulse and we couldn't find it in stores, it was the hard one to get, and it went back up on Amazon. And I had missed it the first time, and I didn't pre-order it, so it went back up on Amazon. I bought it immediately, and it was the next day we were doing the show, and I was going to tell everybody, hey, go get it. And when I looked, it was sold out. So I was like, well, why tell people? So then yesterday I saw, Hasbro Pulse, it's back up. It's a third chance to get it. So I'm going to tell people in the show tomorrow. And it is already sold out. So I'm not bringing it up to bum people out and gloat that I got it. I'm bringing it up because if you see it, if there's a chance to get it, because this was our third chance and it's gone again. So if you see it at a store, it retails for 20, but even if you see it at GameStop or something for like 22, it's worth picking up because for whatever reason, I mean, it's Mighty Morphin, but like Pink wasn't this hard to get. I don't know why she's so hard to get, but if you want it, don't delay, don't hesitate, just get it because, yeah.
Speaking of pre-ordering for roughly 22, as of this instant, because
Yes.
I'm looking at it right now, Big Bad Toy Store has it. Pre-order estimated arrival April 2020, probably coming next month or June to be honest, for $21.99. Go order it. If you want to get one for your friend because you're a great person, you want to save on shipping, apparently you can order up to 24 of these. So don't be
Wow.
a scalper, but go get one for yourself at the very
Good
least.
call. So, yeah, I guess you got to wait a little while, but at least you guaranteed to get it.
Yeah. And the other thing I know we've brought it up in the past about Big Bad Toy Store, they do have an option called Pile of Loot, where if you
Yes.
don't want something to ship right away, you can kind of wait and compile stuff, and they do
Save
$4 flat rate shipping. So I
Yeah.
know Gazbot and I in the past have done that, where it's like, hey, do you
I
want
have
to
a
order
pile of
something?
loot
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. It's a definitely a cool option if you're willing to wait. And then if you decide, you know what, I want to open up some toys this weekend, let's treat ourselves. You hit ship now, and it'll ship everything in your pile of loot to you. $4. It's like Christmas in whatever month you're in. So highly recommend doing it.
Absolutely. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about. Oh, actually, Trini. Okay, well, why don't you want to talk about something with Netflix, right?
Yes. So as of 2 days ago on the 16th, Netflix and Boom Studios have partnered for an animated series. Now, the reason this is relevant to all of us is Boom Studios is who puts out the Power Rangers comics.
Yep.
So there's speculation that it could potentially be a Power Rangers animated series on Netflix. We're not 100% sure on that. But one thing that would leave credence to that is A, Beast Morphers and all of Power Rangers are on Netflix. They clearly have a good relationship with Hasbro.
Hmm.
Transformers is also going to have a series that is also on Netflix. So
True.
this is helping push things
Yes.
forward. And then if you look at past comic properties that Boom started to make, in 2015, they were working on a Lumberjanes series and a Mouse Guard anime, which are
Oh.
both Boom Studios properties. But when they were working with Fox at the time, with 20th Century Fox, and when the Disney deal took place around that time, both series were cut.
I remember hearing about that
So
mouse garden and I never heard about it again. I didn't know what happened.
yeah, so I did some research on it, and both were getting ready to begin production. The Fox and Disney deal came in place, and they cut them because Boom wasn't working with Disney, or
Ah, that
Disney didn't
stinks.
want to work with Boom, or what have you. So definitely some interesting things going to come out. In the same article I was reading, a lot of mainstays that have been on Netflix, from NBC, Universal, companies owned by AT&T, Warner Brothers being one, things like that, are all being pulled and going to their own streaming service. So Netflix is really looking for key partnerships
Right.
and churning out their own content to have people stay on the platform. So this, if it goes correctly, I we had a Shattered Grid like animated series, I would
That'd be
go
amazing.
cuckoo bananas in the
Cuckoo
immortal words of
bananas, as Smash would say.
Smash. Check out the last review to
Yeah.
hear more about that. But yeah, it should be exciting. Either way, I know they have a lot of cool series outside of Power Rangers as well. So for any comic fan, it's definitely some good news.
Absolutely. Yeah. Even if it's not Power Rangers, it'll probably be something fun. But I agree that
Yep.
it's likely going to be Power Rangers. The other thing I was going to talk about, there have been a lot of like a lot of stay-at-home conventions or like online conventions. And I don't remember if we talked about, but Tracy Lynn Cruz had done a part of the bigger one where she was at her table, like at her house with like stuff that she would sign and stuff. It's getting more expansive, and with the cancellation of San Diego Comic-Con, it's probably going to continue to be expansive, where it's not just one or two celebrities, but like they're trying to do programming and stuff.
Yeah.
Recently, today, Saturday, they had something. I'm gonna get up on screen here. They had something called CyberCon, which all of the in space. Well, actually, I'm sorry, 5 of the 6 in Space Rangers and Melody Perkins from Lost Galaxy and Astronema in Space are associated with it. And they're calling it CyberCon, and they had other stuff going on too. I kind of just found out about this. It was today at a time I couldn't watch it. It's a good idea, and but here's the thing. I tried to follow the link, and it takes you to this web page. I'm sorry, Facebook page of CyberCon, and it has all kinds of live videos and stuff. And there's like writers and a guy playing guitar and like all kinds of stuff. Like I said, it's more like a regular con where it's not just one thing. But I couldn't find the video of the Power Rangers. I understand I missed it live, but usually there's like a recording that you can watch later.
Yeah.
And if it's on here, it's very not intuitive, and I can't find it. But I know it happened because I thought, well, maybe it got canceled. I'm just trying to scroll down to see if I can find it. It's too far back now, but they had posts from Roger Velasco and Justin Nemo where it was like, hey, the stuff they showed in the panels for sale here, and so it had like links to where you could buy autographed things or whatever they were selling.
Yeah.
That's and scroll down. It might be on there. Maybe I just didn't search hard enough, but I love the idea, and I saw all the different Ranger actors promoting it, and like I said, it's not just a Ranger thing. It's like a lot of stuff. They need to organize it better and make it more intuitive because I was interested and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying support these things, check them out. But if you're an organizer, if you're from CyberCon, you got to work on your organization because again, I tried to find it and I didn't spend hours. I spent 5 minutes earlier today, and then I spent 30 seconds just now. But how long should people have to like it, like I'm a customer. I'm not going to. How long am I going to spend looking for stuff? That's all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's exciting and disappointing at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I
um,
know
yeah,
the state of cons right now, especially in California, are very in flux.
yeah,
With Comic Con getting canceled, to be honest, I wasn't very shocked by it.
no,
It's the largest con, and for them to play it safe this year, I don't really knock them
yeah, and they
for
have
it,
people
whether
coming in
they
from
wanted
all
to
over
or
the
not.
world, like not just the attendees, but all the celebrities and stuff. Like it's yeah.
Exactly. So if
Um,
anything were to get canceled, it was that. How the other cons are going to fare, we'll have to see. But who
I
knows?
know Ranger Pop and Stop had gotten pushed back, and I think first it got pushed back a few months, and now it's pushed back till next year.
Yeah.
The general thing I hear is that all conventions that aren't like super small and local, they're just not going to happen this year. I don't want that to be true, but it
Yeah.
seems like a reasonable. thing that could happen. Did you have any more news? I think that was it for you, right?
That was about it for me. Yeah.
Okay. That was it for me too, but there's something I want to talk about. It doesn't really count as news except that it's a figure that's currently on the shelves. Um, the Blaze figure. I'm showing a picture of Blaze right now from the show. One of the things I like about Blaze, he's got a white sort of like technological like circuit board infection virus thing on his visor.
Yep.
And when we got the standard retail version, it didn't have that, but it was small and I understood.
Yeah.
I thought that the Lightning Collection one would. And in the box art, which I'm showing right now, it shows the little white, design. And it's hard to see in this picture, but I got the figure in hand. It doesn't have it. And they're so detailed. And the face sculpt of the actor that plays Blaze is one of the best ones they've done. And it comes with the little box, the computer box thing they use that I love. And so, like, I'm in love with this figure, but it breaks my heart that it doesn't have like the little white squiggle, and I don't know why. It would just be like a little piece of white paint, and I'm sure someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you could just do that yourself." And yes, but I'm not. I don't do that very well. Like I don't have the tools to do it. I don't trust myself to do it real well. Maybe one day
Yeah.
I'll get desperate, but I'm not that guy. I don't have that skill set. And so I just want them like it's the deluxe collector's version, and I feel like it's insult to injury that it's on the box art but not on him,
Yeah.
because it's not a photo. It's art that an artist created. So it's a
Yeah.
minor gripe. It's barely news, except that it's a current figure. But just I recommend getting the figure.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. But it just bums me out that it doesn't have the little white squiggle. That's all.
Yeah, I think I had mentioned either on a previous show or maybe to Gazbot privately, but I got that wave minus Trini
Mhm.
and I was blown away by SPD. That
Mhm.
figure's
The
great.
guns that combine and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and just everything about him is awesome. Blaze is really good.
Yeah.
Rocky is fine, and that's not knocking the figure, but when it's compared to all these, he is the most like run of
Basic.
the
Yeah.
mill basic standard figure.
But again,
And
that's
then
the bar has been raised, and he's meeting that
exactly.
bar. But they're even like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and if you compare him to any of the legacy collection minus the psychos, he just destroys them.
Oh yeah, especially against all the other Zeos that had come out. Like he's
Yeah.
he's gold for one thing.
Yeah. He yeah. So definitely get those. I know also certain sites like Big Bad or sometimes on Amazon, Entertainment Earth, things like that, you could just get the whole wave for like on average 20, 22 a piece, something like that if you're just trying to get them all in one film, which might be something you have to do for Ranger Slayer.
True. Yeah, I pre-ordered just Ranger Slayer previous for both of us actually, but yeah, at this
Yeah.
point you might need to get it through. Yeah, good point. Good point. But that's all the news. It's a light week this week.
Yep.
So we will be back next week because we'll be doing a new review next week, and we'll have the new news next week,
Yep.
and we're gonna power down. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, to the power down.
To the power down. All right,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
we're gonna
I'll
end
let
on
you.
that now. No, we ended on it. That's what you wanted. Now we're in end credits. Happy day, end credits, and maybe I'll give you a one shot randomly. And the end.